front page. All right, so can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is the format of the front page that I gave you last meeting. So this is the title. Okay, of course, it's in a pyramidal form, wherein, as you can see, this one is in pyramid, and so on and so forth. Okay, this is just the title page to be exact. Okay? And then the front page is covered by the approval sheet, panel examiners rather, the project study abstract, rationale or background of study, summary, major findings, conclusions, and then recommendations. Okay, so for this PPT, all you need to do is just this title page, this one, and then this one. So it's like a total of five, five pages only. Okay, so do not include this one for now since you don't know what is the page of your title page of your approval sheet. So you're not sure yet. So since your summary, your major findings are not yet final. Okay, so to begin with, I already have here my own or our own project study documentation before when I was still in college. So our title is SMS-based smart home appliances controller using decision tree algorithm. Okay, so correction, this one is this tree, okay, not F3. Okay, so you're not going to change anything here, so it will stay as it is. And then the same with this one, it will stay as it is. And then just write here your names. Okay, so in our group, there's 3 members, including me. So we have this one, and then this one. Okay, so this is very important. As always, when it comes to the names of researchers, all of the names, the first name, middle name, and then the last name should be in a capital letter. Okay, all capital letter. Okay, and then the date when did you started creating that project. Okay, and then the approval sheet. So I guess this is just the same other than the names. So all you have to do is plug in the names of your group members. Then that's it. You're done. And then the advisor, since this one is not actually thesis, so you can put my name here as an advisor. Okay. So then Paul as Avedra, and my uh, attainment is just BSCPE. Okay. I'm not yet a master's, I'm not yet a doctorate or anything. Okay, just BSCPE. All right. And for the 3 members for the committee, thesis committee, so you can just assume that one of them is Ma'am Suarez, other one is Ma'am Palawag, and then the other one is, let's say, Sir Dayon. Okay. So just put here Sir Dayon. And then, of course, just include here their attainments. So Sir Ominga before was just BSCPE. Ma'am Suarez right now is MIT. So BSCPE, comma, MIT. And then for Sir Dayon, is still the same like this. MCS and then MIT. All right. And then the same with this one. So it is just that in here, this is where they're going to sign and then your final grade. Okay. So this is where they're going to sign once you have already finished your defense. And then this is where they're going to sign again. Okay. Once they have already given your final grade. And then when is that approved by those 3 members of the committee. Okay. And then take note in here, before the OIC Dean is Engineer David Angiwan. But right now, Sir Nelson Notarte is now the OIC or the Dean of the SAYE. So you have to change this one into like this, Engineer Nelson Notarte. Okay, and then OIC Dean, College of Engineering Architecture. All right, and then I guess there is no problem up to these panel examiners since you guys already know the names of the instructors. And then for the project study abstract, okay, so just write here or just put here the title, whatever is the title of your project. And then you can just leave this one alone for now, okay? Since you do not know, because originally it is asking you in here, project study abstract, it is asking you to put here the total number of pages. Since you don't know yet the total of pages, so just leave it blank. The text number of pages from chapter 1 to 4, so just leave it blank since you also don't know. And then here are the reminders. So you have to put here the names of the researchers, wherein, again, everything should be in caps lock or in capital. Okay, just like here. Okay, three members, everything is capital. And then the type of document. Okay, so since this is not really a project study, as I have said a while ago, this is just like your baby project study or baby thesis. So you just put here the name of the course, software design. Okay. So instead of project study abstract, just put here software design abstract. Okay. So I would like you guys to change this one into software design. The same with this one, software design. All right. Can you guys follow so far? Hello? Are you guys still there?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Ayo lutang kayo All right. So type of publication, of course, it's unpublished since you haven't published it yet. And then accrediting institution, so of course to the UC. So name of the school and then the address of the school. And then in here, it is now up to you. What are the keywords of your project? Okay. So what are the major terms that you're going to use? Okay. So in our case, since this one is SMS-based smart home appliances, so we're using smart light, window blinds, or actually this one is smart window blinds, and then smart television. Okay. So to give you a short idea regarding with our project, so we can control a light using a smartphone. So it could be via Bluetooth or via Wi-Fi. The same with window blinds, so we can control this one. So the angles via smartphone. So the same with smart television, so we can control this one, can turn on, turn off, and uh, anything that you can do using a normal remote. All right. So here's our rationale or background of the study. So again, this is something that you and your group are going to create or come up with. So smart home is a house with automated or remotely controlled appliances, machines, or equipment. It is a technology that is implemented in the entire house, mainly in the kitchen, living room to reduce workload. For security purposes, provide ease and convenience, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So basically, this is uh, what is all about your project. Okay, what is your project's main goals? What are the benefits of your project? Why is your project important to our society right now? Okay, something like that. Okay, so you can base your rationale with our rationale. Just avoid copy pasting, of course. Okay, so rephrase it and then look for topics that is only can be found only on your specific project. Okay, so we have here three paragraphs for this one for the rationale background of the study, and then for the summary. Okay, so this is very important. One very important part of your front page is the summary and then the conclusion. Okay, so take a look on this one. For the summary, the main objective of the study is to design and develop a prototype of an SMS smart home appliances control using decision tree algorithm. Specifically, the project aimed to attain the following. Okay, so as you can see in summary, this is where you're going to indicate the goals, okay, or the things that you want to attain uh, to finish or while creating your project. So we have three goals. Okay. So to design intelligent blah blah blah, and to determine the features of the proposed system, and then to determine the accuracy of the proposed system. So take a look on this one. For number one, to design an intelligent model in controlling in the appliance's smart home using decision tree algorithm. And in our conclusion, so in light of the findings of the study, the following are the conclusions. The design intelligent model was successful. Okay, so you cannot just assume that you have already finished doing this one unless you have already proven that to your instructor. Okay, so basically, this is like the body of your project. So 33%, number one, 33%, number two, and then 33%, number three. Okay. So number one, we have accomplished it and then finish it maybe in a month, okay, or maybe a month and 2 months. So sometimes we were able to finish number one and number two in 2 months. So depending on how fast you created the project. So number one should be call this one reliant or answering the number one of your inclusion. Okay. So the same with number two, to determine the features of the proposed system. So the features of the system were to control. So this is not the finalized features of our project. So we have indicated everything in here. So the lights, the window blinds, the television, and so on and so forth. If ever there are things that still need to be added. And then the last one here is to determine the accuracy of the proposed system. And then we have verified that the accuracy is really maybe accurate since we were able to pass this project study. So of course, we have a good outcomes when it comes to accuracy. All right. So you can copy this one, number two and number three. Okay. But if you can come up with another goals, which is a lot better when it comes to finishing your project, then so be it. Okay. So imagine this 1, 2, 3 as your body in percentage in finishing your project. Okay. And then your major findings here is actually kind of related to with your summary and then conclusion. So the design intelligent model using decision tree algorithm was utilized by the study to control various appliances with smart home. And then the feature of the system was to control the appliances of the smart home. So this includes application and to control the appliances with the use of smart home. And then the accuracy, blah, blah, blah. So this one is like the real, the real time feedback that you got after finishing those goals or those summary. Okay. So what did you find out after finalizing number one? What did you find out after finalizing number two? What did you find out after finalizing number three? So in our case, we got 99.9%, and then we put here the major findings when it comes to controlling the appliances of the smart home. All right, so that's it for the summary, major findings, and then the conclusions. So were you guys able to follow so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay lang.
Yes, sir.
All right, okay, that's good then. Okay, just take note that your summary, major findings, and conclusions are related with each other. So you can base your projects or your documentation from our documentation. Just avoid copy pasting, okay? And for recommendations, this one is actually quite simple. What would you recommend, okay, for the future researcher with your project? So what are the things that need to be improved? What are the features that need to be changed? What are the features that needs to be improved or to make it better? And what are the things that you need to eliminate or upgrade in the future? Okay. So something like that. So in our case, we've come up with 8. Okay, 8 recommendations. So I cannot give you any idea since you're the one who's going to create your project. So I don't know the limitations yet. I don't know the features yet. I don't know the complete functionalities of your projects yet. So whatever is lacking on your project, okay, once you have already finished in creating that one, then put it on the recommendation. So take note, this is one thing that you have to take note. The lesser the recommendation, the better your project. So meaning uh, the project is working perfectly. Okay, there's no need for improvements anymore. Unlike in our case, we have 8 recommendations. Wherein there's still a lot of improvements wherein we wasn't able to finish during that time. So yeah, that's it for recommendation. And for acknowledgement, well, this one is quite simple. Just have to indicate all the people's uh, or all the panelists or anyone who was you think that helpful or who helps you in accomplishing in finishing your project. Okay, so in our case, we thank the great Almighty first. Okay, it's the God. Okay, and then the author of knowledge, blah blah blah. So it's like a prayer. And the next one is our advisor, of course, Mr. Tandingan. And then the panelists, okay, Mr. Minga, Ma'am Palawag, and then Ma'am Suarez. And to our friends, of course, who have really helped us big time. So to Clyde Kayad, to Mod Rapik Rama. So they are the people who help us to uh, finish our project. Okay? So they are like giving assistance and participation in our study. And lastly, the researchers would like to thank their family for the love and so it is completely up to you if you would like to thank your family, of course, for since they are the one who's giving you allowance, making you go to school, and so on and so forth. And so you can also include this one. Okay, so this is our initials. So Chad G. Dudoy, then Mel Paul Saavedra, J. Moore S. Padin. Okay, so you can put the initials of the group members here. Then after that, that's it. That's it for the front page. That's the one that you're going to submit uh, next week, Monday. So if there's a part that you're confused, so feel free to message me anytime to my Canvas or to my Facebook account. Okay, so you can leave this one for now. So you can just remove that one and yeah, do this one next week. Okay, because I will be uploading the format for the chapter 1 up to chapter 4 later on. So that once you're done with the front page, then you can now start doing the chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, and then 4. So, any questions so far regarding with the front page?
None,
None,
sir.
sir.
So, is it clear now? Can you guys do it up to or before this coming Monday? Since I think it's very easy, especially if the 3 of you or the 4 of you will brainstorm together. Can you guys do it or no?
Yes, sir. Sir, i-upload nyo ba yung
Yes,
example?
sir.
No. I will not upload this one. Okay. So you can just rewatch this one. So I'm avoiding to upload our entire, as you can see, this one has a total of 110 page. This is actually our entire project study before. Okay. So I will not upload this one to avoid copy pasting of the project. Okay. So I have already given you the format, then explain it in our or with our project. So your role now here is to come up with your own version. Okay. So table of contents, so nothing will change in here. Okay. So whatever is the arrangement, then as it is. Okay. And for the chapter 1, so it is the project overview. So this is where you're going to discuss more for the background of the study, more of the importance of the study, more of the objectives of the study, and then the definition of terms. Okay, so let's see what are the things that I have included. Wait. On our project overview. So for our project overview, so we have discussed the background study. So what is our inspiration and how we come up with smart home, okay? And some related articles. So that is why related articles, at least 5, are very important when it comes to creating your project, okay? Because that is where you're getting the ideas and other improvements that you need to improve more for your project. Okay, so that is why quotation here or credits or reference is very important. So you can uh, do this one. Similarly, Raman 2015. So this was published at year 2015 by Mr. Raman. So he is the author. Mentioned that the smart home, blah blah blah. So this one is very important. Okay, do not claim that it is your own idea. Okay, so there is always someone who has an idea, who have come up with that idea. Okay, uh, first, yeah, who have come up with that idea first before you. Okay, so do not think that you're the first one who have think of a certain idea unless you cannot find any related articles. Okay, that's the only time that you can claim, okay, this is my own idea. I cannot find any related articles. Okay, so there is just a message. Ratification, sir, are we to assume the major findings, conclusion, and recommendation? Yes. Okay, so it is your goal to find the summary. Okay, what are your goals with your project? And then for the conclusion, okay, what are your conclusion once you're done with your project? So in here, where is that one? So for the conclusion, you can just assume that you have completely finished it. Okay, since I'm assuming that you haven't finished your project yet. Okay, so you can just assume number 1, 2, and 3. So whenever that you have finished this part 1, so you can show me, and then we can verify whether this one is really true or no. So this is also my basis if you have really uh, you know finish partially your project, like 33%. Okay. So for now, just assume that you have already finished everything, like everything's going well. Okay. And where are we now? So credits, related articles. So this is one way to put the credit or the reference. This is also another way to put the credits or reference. So you can put it at the last or at the first. So depending on the construction of the sentence. So we have another one here, came from, I think this one is newspaper, Manila Standard Today, July 27, 2017, page 36. And yeah, most of them are actually related articles, okay? So when it comes to project overview, your background of study, your own definition, your own thoughts or ideas, and then some related articles. So as you can see, we have a lot, more than 5. So this is another one. So come from author Jaiswal, year 2011, and so on and so forth. Okay, that. So yeah, project overview is quite long. Okay. Well, this is in our case. So that depends on your project. Okay. Then the next one here is the importance of the study. Okay. So who are the people who's going to use your project? Okay. To whom did you really design your project? Who is your main user? Okay. So in our case, our main user is of course the home users since it's smart home. Okay? We are the one who's going to use our project. And then of course, maybe some electronic enthusiasts. And then of course, maybe to the future researchers, uh, the researchers, which is us, of course, and then to the future researchers. So those are just the people who's going to use the project. Okay, so in here, we've just indicated that uh, to home users, the proposed system gives consumers distance control of their home and remotely control level variable of their light, television, and then window light. So for electronic enthusiasts, this project gives the electronics hobbyists keen concepts or ideas for their further studies and experiments. And then, of course, in our case, this system would provide them an opportunity to design a project applying concepts learned and acquired from school, and so on and so forth. And then for the objectives of the study, so this one is super easy since this one will be coming from to our this one summary. Yeah, this is our summary or goal number 1, goal number 2, and then goal number 3. Right? And then the definition of terms. So what are the terminologies that you have used wherein you think this is very important with your project? So we have architectural model. So what is the meaning of this one? This one is step-by-step, blah, blah, blah. Features, what is the meaning of features? The possible ways on how to control the smart light. So when we say features, we're talking about the features of your project. So in our case, to control the smart light, control the smart window blind, control the smart television. So those are the features of our project. And then furthermore, we have discussed the smart light, and then it has 2 commands, blah, 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 smart window blind, and then it has its corresponding commands, smart television, home application controller, intelligent model, smart home, and so on and so forth. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the chapter 1. So I think it's more or less 20 pages. So it's quite long when it comes to, if you have a lot of related articles to support your project. So yeah, that's it for chapter number 1. Do you guys have a question so far? Hello?
None, sir.
Wala, sir.
Answer. Okay. How about the others?
Sir,
Wala
paano
sir,
yung
okay
sa...
lang.
Sir, yung sa committee, di ba tatlo ilalagay? Paano
Mm.
yung pangatlo? Igigit na yung pangalan?
Sa gitna.
Paano okay. Sige, sir.
Like this.
Okay, sir.
So that's it for the chapter 1. And then for chapter 2, this one is actually quite short. This one is super simple. Chapter 2, this one is design and methodology. So all you have to do is indicate here that this one covers design methodology, scope, and delimitation. And I think those two only. And then the data gathering techniques and the sources of data in the study. So system design methodology, this is where you're going to design. This is where you're going to describe or elaborate the methodology that you have used with your or in your project. So in our case, we use FDD or the feature-driven development model, and then the things that you've done, okay, on each step. Okay, so what did you do with the first step, second step, third step, fourth, and then fifth? So we've just indicated everything in here. Yeah, up to the last. And then the scope and delimitation of the study. So for the proposal, I have already mentioned what are the scope, and what are the delimitation of your study. So by now you maybe already know what are the things that that is covered by your project, and then what are the limitations of your project. And for data gathering techniques, so what are the things or the techniques that you have used to gather some data? So in our case, we've used or we've uh, applied document analysis, testing, of course, and yeah, those two only. Okay. It's quite short. And then your sources of data. And yeah, that's it for the chapter 2. So it's quite short actually, like more or less 10 pages. So yeah, that's it for chapter 1 and chapter 2. So that's it for now. Okay. So just do the front page for now. And then chapter 1, chapter 2 next week. And then maybe next week, chapter 3 and then chapter 4. So I will end our meeting now since we don't have enough time anymore. So if you have question or clarification, so feel free to ask me on my Facebook account or my Canvas account. All right. So goodbye.
Bye,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Goodbye,
Thank you, sir.
sir.